What's going on, y'all? Ellis Williams here with another quick video breakdown. This time focusing on Baker Mayfield and the Browns' first team offense. Well, most of them, no Odell, no Jarvis, no Nick Chubb. But for the most part, this is what the Browns are going to look like in week one versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was a lot of fun. So I'll be real with you. Buckle up. It's going to be a little longer video package as we go through about 8 to 9 plays in the Browns' first two series. Of course, the first drive being a turnover on downs in the red zone, and then the second one, Baker Mayfield going 4 for 4 for 70 yards and a 22-yard touchdown to now former Browns receiver Kadarius Hodge, as we are filming this on cut day in the NFL. So let's get to this, all right? Few things I want you guys to focus on. First, all the motion. I'm letting these plays run, and you're already seeing a lot of motion, a lot of traditional Brown stuff that we saw a year ago, mixed with the run and the pass. We're going to go over some Baker Mayfield sets out of empty. But what I want you to pay most attention to is Baker Mayfield's command of this offense. I want to explain it like this. I have a friend who teaches Spanish immersion, sixth grade around here in Minnesota, I should say around here. You guys are listening to this all over the place. He, Spanish major, studied abroad to become fluent in the language. And one thing he taught me that I thought was really interesting, and I have no Spanish speaking abilities, is just picking his brain on teaching the language, is one of the most difficult things about language is teaching slang. And I had never thought about that. Slang would be incredibly difficult for anyone without the culture to understand. I mean, I'm going to say, "Sheesh," when Baker Mayfield throws a touchdown here towards the end of this video. And some of you may know what that means. A lot of you won't. It's spelled Sheesh, and it's to show emphasis and express emotion of excitement when something goes well in a roundabout way. That's slang, and there's tons of different examples. But how this applies to Baker Mayfield is last year we saw Baker Mayfield learn Kevin Stefanski's offensive language, and now I'm seeing him being able to use Kevin's slang, and that's why this video is about to be a lot of fun. So let's get right to it. Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski using slang, or like Kevin said, knowing where the bones are buried. So this first play, we already have two different motions. Here comes the second. Austin Hooper coming across the formation, and we're going to get a third with Kadarius Hodge bumping back. All this does is help confuse the defense, keep it on its toes, keep them wondering. You're going to see the Mike backer tell his three-tech here to slide back into the A. And this is going to be a duo run, and you're going to get a hold anyway, but you're going to see both the guards here work to the second level. To me, that's duo. You could call it inside zone. A lot of the same stuff in terms of the terminology there, but the goal is here to have both your guards attack the second level and clear an inside zone, exactly like the play is called, for Kareem Hunt. That goes well, except we got a Nick Harris hold. So on this next play, we're coming back. The Browns 2nd and 20 out of empty. This play is fun because this is what I think the Browns are going to do more often on early downs. They're going to get aggressive. This is spreading a defense out like this, 5 wide, and keeping Kareem Hunt in the slot forces the Falcons to define their coverage. And you're going to see Baker Mayfield able to find just a nice little sweet spot in there as they drop into cover 3, beating the deep third coverage there in front of the blazing linebacker, and the buzzing low backer takes Kareem Hunt out there. Brown's able to move the chains again here on an offensive PI. I just wanted to show this because, again, out of empty, it is a good example. Sorry, that moved a little fast for you guys. Out of empty, it's a good example of how the Browns are able to pick the matchup they want. We saw this last year not a bunch, but in critical moments with Baker Mayfield and Donovan Peoples-Jones being the single receiver down here. Baker Mayfield's proven that he will just throw this ball up and let his receiver go get it. This time, seeing if Anthony Schwartz can get behind a guy, and he draws the PI. All right, this next play, the Browns, again, going back to a heavier formation, 13 personnel, 3 tight ends, 1 back, 1 receiver. They motion Donovan Peoples-Jones across the formation to split him out top of the numbers to the field side. And here we're getting what I'm going to call a double motion power. And that's how you know it's power is you're going to get a pulling guard leading the way for Kareem Hunt. Again, double motion. You get your fullback, now tight end, and then you get your pulling guard right there. Attack that, 4-3 hole area, and see what they can get. It's one of the Browns' bread and butter plays. Think of how they did this against Cincinnati a bunch last year. We're going to show it one more time. There's Wyatt Teller pulling. Doesn't get enough of his guy there, but it's still, the rest of the line did its work for a decent gain. This next one, this is where you can tell Baker Mayfield is in complete control, and because it just comes so easy for him. He sees the top of the screen. He knows he's got one coming off the edge here. He's got one-on-one coverage with both off, meaning he's just going to throw the quickest ball. He's going to get the ball out of his hands, be the distributor, and that means it's going to Austin Hooper. And the Falcons do a terrible job. One's got to go high, one's got to go low there. Instead, they clip each other, and Hooper picks up way more than he should have. That's how easy this offense can be for Baker Mayfield. Again, knowing the bones of it, and I'll show you the slang when we get to Kadarius Hodges' touchdown. This is something Baker was going to have to work on this year. We noticed a couple deflects happen against the Falcons. Mary Kay Cabot actually asked Kevin about this the other day. And this is where you want to see Baker grow into a Matthew Stafford type, be able to contort his arm more and change his launch points, change his be able to throw some sidearm, being able to maybe pump, get a guy in the air and work around, just changing his delivery points so that he can keep manipulating these defenders. That's a situation where perhaps you go sidearm, get it to Donovan Peoples-Jones, who then has a chance to pick up some yak there. And look, that is the only criticism I have of Baker Mayfield on this entire drive. This young man's going to have a monster year. I could see up towards 35 touchdowns for Baker Mayfield this year. This is one I wanted to show because, again, it's Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield understanding the ins and outs of this offense. If this was a Jets offense from a year ago, a Robert Gase offense, you wouldn't have an outlet for Baker Mayfield to go here. Yeah, they pick up a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9 after this. But because there's nothing available to Baker Mayfield, looking downfield, eyes downfield, doesn't like what he sees, perhaps he can't see it, guy in his face, Kevin always leaves an outlet for his quarterback. Just get the ball out. Don't take the sack. Don't panic back there. Don't do anything to risk a turnover. He always will have an outlet. That is Kevin Stefanski's brilliance and really the simplicity of what it takes to have a quarterback-friendly offense. All right, this next one here, this is the touchdown play. Baker Mayfield's slang here is on full display, understanding what Kevin Stefanski wants on an advanced level. We get a motion across going from a 2x2 to a 3x1. Kadarius Hodges is the man to watch. He's going to push 12 yards vertical and then break around the 10-yard line, maybe closer to the 8, but now he has inside leverage because you're motioning Harrison Bryant outside of him. That defines that this really becomes a zone match scheme for the Falcons. But watch Baker Mayfield here. Hard count going. Now he's going to start barking. This is where the slang comes in. Look at him look right. All right, guys, we're running right here. Hey, make sure, Conklin, make sure you got your edge here. Hey, make sure we set. Talking, barking. Oh, you see that? All right, hey, DPJ, make sure you got the crack. All right, here we're going, running right, point. All of that slang, all that window dressing, all of that added confusion just to snap the ball, fake it, put it in his hands, flip his hips, open his shoulders, pop that hip forward, pointed toe, perfect pass, touchdown. One more time. It's a beautiful play and an exact example of how this offense is about to level up, how the evolution of Kevin Stefanski, the Browns, and Baker Mayfield is emulated in this play. The slang comes out, the tuck, the throw, touchdown Browns. If you're ready to see a lot of that, except that's going to be Odell Beckham Jr., not Kadarius Hodges. And that's all I got from the lab today. A lot to dissect there, but again, an emphasis on Baker Mayfield going from language to slang and being in continued lockstep motion with Kevin Stefanski. That's it from the lab of LSL Williams. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.